Welcome to Season 7 of Open Forum in the Villages, Florida. In this show, we talk to leaders of clubs and interesting folks who live in and around the villages. We also talk to people who have information vital to seniors. You will get perspectives of what is happening in the Villages, Florida area. We are a listener-supported podcast. There will be shout-outs for supporters.
This is Mike Roth on Open Forum in the Villages, Florida. I'm here today with Deanna Peden. Deanna, thanks for being with us today.
Of course, anytime.
Let me tell everyone about your background. Deanna Peden is a celebrated performer, educator, director, and producer. An Ohio native, she earned her bachelor's degree of music from the College of Worcester and a master's degree in vocal performance from the New England Conservatory. Her career includes extensive summer stock, regional theater, and a solo debut at Lincoln Center. After nearly a decade in New York City, she shifted her focus to teaching, mentoring singers who have gone on to Broadway and international opera stages. In the Villages, Deanna has sung at both the Sharon and the Savannah Center. At Temple Shalom, during the High Holy Days, she was singing in Hebrew. She has been featured at the Villages for Veterans and with concert bands of the Villages. She has also done a concert with Sean Pollock at the New Covenant Church and will soon be singing at the Old Mill Playhouse along with Mary Jo Vitale in the show entitled Broadway on the Road. In addition, Deanna is very excited to announce that she will be doing the leading role of Guinevere in KC Productions' upcoming show, Camelot, which will be taking place at the Savannah Center in March, along with her leading man, Alex Santarello. Now, Deanna, how long ago did you move here to the Villages?
I've been here about 2 years and a couple months.
Okay. And you've had a lot of background in theatrical performances.
Yes.
Okay. What or when did you realize that you wanted to sing as a career?
I think I didn't really realize I wanted to sing as a career probably until I was about 17. I sang at a very young age. I picked up a lot of songs with my mom singing to me. But I auditioned for my first musical when I was about 15, and I ended up getting the lead in the musical. So that prompted me to go, I have some talent here. And I did No No Nanette, and I auditioned for a play, and I got Ruth Blythe Spirit, and then I auditioned for Oliver, and I got Nancy Oliver. And then I went to my first real big show my junior year high school, and that was when I realized I thought maybe I had what it takes.
As I was reading your background, you did summer stock, where
Yes.
you did 9 musical shows in a season.
Correct, in 2.5 months.
Wow, that must have been a lot of work.
Yes, but when you love something, it doesn't feel like work at all.
And what made you decide to become a voice teacher?
I lived in Boston for 8 years. I went to grad school there at the New England Conservatory of Music. And my major influence there told me I didn't need to really move to New York City, but I did. And I worked a lot, but I didn't work enough to live the lifestyle that I felt I wanted to live. So when I was just about 40 years old, I called my voice teacher, who was alive at the time and very well respected. Helen Hodem was her name. And I asked her if she thought I'd make a good voice teacher. And I knew if she said yes, that I would, because I had a lot of respect for her. I love to perform, but I really love teaching. And I enjoy the students.
Okay, that's good. Since you've been here in the Villages, have you performed at any shows?
Oh, sure. When I first arrived here, I sang for a gentleman in the Villages, and I immediately started working, doing like musical theater, cabaret type stuff at the Savannah, along with other singers. Did several of those. I sang Musette à la Bohème at the Sharon just last January. So I've done a lot of stuff like that, variety shows between the Savannah and...
Why don't you tell our listeners a little bit about what's coming up?
Sure. I have a January 31st at the Old Mill Playhouse. I'm doing a show called On with Broadway, something like that, with Mary Jo Vitale and Mark Kirschenbaum. Mary Jo and I have performed on the stage before doing Change the World at the Sharon, but this is the first time we'll be doing duet together and sharing the stage with just the three of us. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. It's a good theater.
Yes, I like the seating there. It's very comfortable.
And they may have the best sound system.
I don't know about that yet, but I'm soon to find out.
Our experience with the improv group, the sound was absolutely superior, top draw.
Wonderful.
And what do you have coming up after the performance with Mary Jo?
I'm really excited about this because I hadn't auditioned for any of the theater groups at all until I auditioned for Camelot. And with rigorous auditions, I think we had about 5 callbacks, it felt like, I ended up with the role of Guinevere, which is one of my favorite. It's a wonderful role. I've never done it before, but it's a beautiful role and it's a beautiful show. Alex Santoriello will be my King Arthur. Gary Gibbons will be my Lancelot. So looking forward to it.
I know I bought my tickets to it.
So good. It's with KC Productions.
And you get them through the Village's box office. Now, you originally grew up in Ohio.
Right on Lake Erie.
That makes it the Cleveland area. Hated the lake effect snow.
I experienced many of those.
Yes.
I'm here in Florida now that's one of the reasons.
How did you wind up here in the Villages?
That's a good question. I think, like a lot of people do, I've lived all over the country. I've lived in Boston, New York City, Southern California, Houston, the Woodlands specifically, Arizona, Minnesota. I grew up in Ohio. I moved to Florida in an area called Punta Gorda and thought I wanted to live on a canal and have a boat in the back because I love to be on the water. I love to fish. I love all that good stuff that comes with being in Florida. And then Hurricane Ian came along, and there was talk of 16-foot surges. And I thought, with my dogs, I'd be standing on the roof. I really didn't like that so much. So I went over to Miami, stayed with a friend for a couple weeks. When I came back, it was very devastating to see and how insurance companies handled claims. I had a couple friends, unbeknownst to me, that lived in the Villages, and I came up to visit, and I fell in love with it. I love it. And so having the experience of moving so many places, it was no big deal for me to move again. So here I am. And I chose the house that I did because it was redone on the inside completely, and I love the location.
Mm-hmm. It's a great location. They have big trees up there.
Yes, they do. Big, beautiful live oaks.
And what was a highlight of your career as a singer?
There were many, and they didn't always come with the best job or the most money attached. They came from roles that I really loved and wanted to do, like I did Kathy in The Student Prince with the Ohio Light Opera Company. Another big highlight of my career was when I sang for Placido Domingo at the Metropolitan Opera.
Really? That must have been fantastic.
Yeah, it really was. He wanted to play the piano for me, but I brought my own pianist. I was recommended to do so for some odd reason.
You knew what your pianist was going to do.
Yes. Although, ironically, she played a piece for me from La Boheme, and she fumbled the beginning of it because I think she was more nervous than I was.
Oh, well.
That happens.
Do you have any highlights as being a music teacher? Any teacher?
Sure. I've been teaching private voice lessons now for, it's hard to believe, 25 years. And I've had a lot of students go on to excellent colleges, Carnegie Mellon, Northwestern, Cincinnati Conservatory of Music, Eastman. I've had students that have gone on to Broadway. I have had students that have sung in Europe. I'm at the Staatsoper in Germany. So I've had a lot of wonderful experience with my students. And my older students that like to perform and sing karaoke and do shows, I love working with them because they're like kids again. And some of them didn't have a chance to learn as much when they were younger for whatever reason, getting married, having to make a living. I really enjoy what I do.
It's interesting. In the singing, I've attempted to bring a little bit of singing into improv.
Okay, that's great.
And those of you who go to the improv shows over the next 2 years will see more singing improv.
Okay, fantastic. Hopefully we'll need more people that will need to train with me for that.
Singing improv, you can sing off key.
True.
Okay.
It's nice if you can sing on key. That's always a plus. But you get to pick any key you want to be in because you're singing a cappella.
That's funny. When Wayne Richards, our accompanist, asked me the first time, what key do these people sing in, Mike? And I looked at him and I said, Wayne, they're going to sing in the key of I for improv.
Oh, that's funny.
For those of you who don't know, there is no such thing as a key of I.
No, there isn't. There's lots of other keys, though.
Yes. Let's take a short break and listen to an Alzheimer's tip from Dr. Craig Curtis. Dr. Curtis, what is the biggest limitation for Alzheimer's research in America?
The biggest limitation for Alzheimer's research is our shortage of patients that get involved in clinical research trials. For example, a couple of years ago, a report came out that showed there were approximately 25,000 open positions for patients with Alzheimer's disease to get involved in research, yet only about 7,000 to 8,000 of those positions went filled for the year. So every year we run a deficit in the United States in filling these clinical trials, which in turn slows our overall ability to complete the clinical trials.
Let's take a quick break.
Have you heard about Mature Adults with Donna Hoover and Mike Roth? Yes, this is my second podcast, and Donna and I are going to be addressing subjects which are significant for seniors, especially seniors living here in the villages. The easiest way to hear the show is to look it up on Apple Podcasts. Look for Mature Adults with Donna and Mike. We'll be looking for you there. You can also find us on Mature Adults with Donna and Mike, all spelled out, @buzzsprout.com. Dr. Curtis, to get more information about what you're doing for Alzheimer's, is there a website that they can go to?
Yes, sir. My website, www.craigcurtismd.com, is the best place to go, and it's a great resource for patients and a great way to get in touch with my office.
Is there a telephone number they can call?
Yes, sir. 352-500-5252.
And there's a way for them to leave a message 24 hours a day?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Curtis. Now, Deanna, how did you develop your talent? You said from a very early age you could sing, but how did you develop the talent?
I think at an early age, I was a very hyperactive child and had a really good sense of make-believe. And I used to actually get in front of my babysitter and her friends and sing and pretend like I was holding a microphone. I think it really came naturally to me. And how I actually honed my skills was I got involved in theater and music. I actually played instruments. I started out playing the saxophone and clarinet and oboe. And I read music from a very young age. But when I went to college, I went to a small liberal arts school, the College of Worcester in Ohio, and I was a big fish in a small pond, so I got to perform constantly. And then I was ready to move on to Boston, which is a bigger city, obviously, and study with top-notch people. And I've always been a hard worker and dedicated, and that's what I try to pass on to my students, that it really takes dedication, love, hard work. Lots of hard work. I went to school for 6 years for acting and singing. I just learned to really dig into my characters, do a lot of background on who I am, where I came from, all kinds of details, which makes the character much more believable. And as far as singing goes, just, gosh, countless hours of practicing.
For instance, for the role in Camelot, how many hours of practice are you going to do for that show that's probably 2 hours long?
As far as the singing goes, because I'm a trained classical singer, I do musical theater as well, the singing isn't that difficult, memorizing the songs. But because of my background, I'm trained to sing Camelot. It's a lot easier than doing something like La Boheme, for instance. What I spend the most of my time with is really memorizing the lines, and I find memorizing the lines is really helpful when you already know about what's going on in the show. It's a lot easier to memorize. I just don't memorize rotely. I really think about what I'm doing, or who's coming in and who's leaving and how I feel about the different characters. So when I actually get to rehearsals, I have a good idea, but that can all change in a minute depending on the person and how they respond to me. I've spent hours. When it comes down to it, I can't even tell you how many hours, because I'm a perfectionist. So I never stop learning and I never stop studying all the way to the nth
That's
degree.
good advice for people. Never stop learning.
Yeah, I believe it.
It's true.
No matter how much experience a person has, I always take things as if this is my one opportunity.
Yeah. I did a piece called The Baby Photographer, and it was an extremely funny piece with two other players, and it was set up in such a way that it was very difficult to get the lines out of order.
That's nice.
Oh, yes.
It's not that way in Camelot.
You got to get the lines in order. Now, you've been in theater how many years, roughly?
a long time. I would say
You're probably only 16 now.
probably, yeah, going on 17, waiting for life to start. I've been in theater since I was probably 13 or 14, but I've been in music since I was 7. Like I said, I started out with instruments.
Right.
So 50 years
Yeah,
or less.
50 years of experience.
Maybe 45 years.
I know recently you did a short stint was it off-Broadway in New York?
No, actually, I performed in Lincoln Center for a couple engagements. And I did the lead in an operetta with a company called Little Orchestra Society. And I got that gig by, what's the name of the paper? Backstage. You auditioned. That's how I got the role. And that was exciting. That was a highlight, I would say.
Now, did you audition from here in the Villages, or did you have to go to New York to audition?
I lived in New York at the time.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so you're talking recently?
Yes, recently.
Recently, I did a concert over at the New Covenant Church with Sean Pollock and Mark Steven Schmidt and a girl named Cynthia, who lives on the East Coast of Florida. And I also performed with a concert band in July. One of the things that's nice about being here is the more people know that I'm lickety-split and can get things happening right away. They invited me to sing with them because the woman who was supposed to sing, and she lost her voice. So at the 11th hour, I stepped in and did that. And that was fun. And I like my relationship with the concert bands because it's different from what everybody else is doing.
I just went to the Tuba Christmas concert down at the Tracy on the 20th, and that was an unusual band, about 75 players.
Can't imagine.
They were all bass brass instruments, from sousaphones, baritone horns, and double bell euphoniums.
Only in the Villages.
No, that's all over the country.
All over the country?
They do Christmas. And that's something you should look into for next year.
That I can sing with them?
Yeah, they had one male singer came in and sang with the band.
Really?
Yeah, that really was interesting.
I bet. Yeah, I have a kindred spirits with the band because that's how I got started. So when I'm with concert band, it brings back nice memories.
Yeah, it was a nice concert. I actually put out on my YouTube channel a set of short excerpts from that concert. It was an hour concert, and I think I put 14 minutes out.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. Now, I know you're looking forward to the Camelot show, but that's good. You get exposure.
Yep, absolutely.
School and playing that one.
I'm hoping people really start revving up on buying tickets. It looks like it's starting to ramp up and we're starting to just advertise.
I had problems getting the seats that I wanted.
Yeah, that's what I always tell people. Jump on it if you have certain seats that you like.
That's right. We had to take seats at the bottom of the balcony section as opposed to in the orchestra section because I wanted to sit on the aisle.
Yeah, I don't blame you. That's a good way to get out if you need to. And I wanted to say, we've only had one sing through about a week and a half ago. And I'm really excited that I think Alex and my voices are very complementary to each other.
Where do you practice?
I practice at home.
When you're singing through with the cast.
Oh, I can't remember where we did it. Seabreeze, we do Lake Meona, Bradenton, and then there's another one in the south. There's 4 different places that we rehearse.
Okay.
The production company has certain set places that they rehearse.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. We don't start until the second week in January, but it's going to be fun.
Good. And people can call the Villages box office.
Or they can just go on Villages Entertainment and pull up the tickets there, too.
Great. Do you have any plans beyond that?
Right now, I don't. I'm pecking around trying to see what is needed here in the Villages. I like the amount of performing I'm doing now because I like to pick and choose certain things that I really want to do. So when those come up, I'll audition for them. Or when someone asks me if I'd like to perform with something, then I definitely would like to consider it. But right now, Camelot's my main thing that I'm focusing on. And then my trip to Tahiti after that.
You going to Tahiti? Sing?
Probably, yes. I'll be doing a few islands when I'm there.
Okay. That's a cool place.
Yes. I'm going to swim with the humpback whales.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun place to go. Now, I ran into you first because you were teaching some of the singers in last year's high school production of
The Fiddler on the Roof and Sweeney Todd prior to that.
I didn't know about Sweeney Todd.
Okay. Yeah. They put on some good shows.
Yeah. Are you working with them again this year?
Yes, I actually have quite a few high school students from the Villages charter school. Jack Dasher is one of the favorites, I think, of the Villages. He's done he did the leading role in Fiddler. And
he was very good.
Yeah, he's very serious. He's auditioning for some of the prime schools in the country. And Lanowski invited me to work with the leads in the cast of Sweeney Todd. And Emily varied the lead in that, Mrs. Lovett. And she went on to New York, and she's studying there now with, I think it's called AMDA, American Musical Dance Academy. She's doing really well. But I love working with the high school students because they're really hungry, and a lot of them haven't worked with anyone before. So they're easy to work with. They don't have any embedded issues with their voices.
Mm-hmm. What is their spring show going to be?
I think Little Shop of Horrors.
What I like, though, is that the orchestra is mainly villagers who had really good musical talent, and there's probably 10 out of the 30 who are high schoolers, but there was a phenomenal orchestra.
I have to tell you, I have let the kids know what an honor it is to get to perform with a live orchestra. I always did, but things have changed with technology. Do you know how many people tell me that they don't have a singing talent, and it turns out that they do? Or they've had somebody taint them at a young age and tell them they can't sing in tune, and those people don't really know what that means to begin with, but yet they're telling someone they're out of tune. That happens a lot. So you may have a hidden talent.
Oh, yes, I've been accused of that a lot.
So maybe it was a blessing. You know, what's interesting is that from a marketing standpoint, I've learned that when I produced Pirates of Penzance in the Woodlands, for instance, I did do some productions. I had DLP Production. That was the name of my company. Houston on Broadway, it was called. And we did Pirates of Penzance, and I marketed it as an English musical. Use a word like opera, and that's not going to really be a selling point because people hear the word opera and they're like, ugh.
Now, have I forgotten to ask you one important question?
I don't know. Have you?
It's up to you.
You're asking me?
Have we left anything out that you want to include?
Let me see. Yeah, I'd love to include, if anyone's interested in,
Studying
if they're
singing.
serious,
Sure.
and acting, because it goes hand in hand. The words and the singing go hand in hand. That's
And-
something I'd like to touch on, too, is that voice lessons for me isn't just about getting this beautiful tone. It's also about connecting the words with the music, because that's what makes a good performer, and that's what makes the audience go, ooh.
Do you have a website that people could go to?
I do. It has some testimonials from different people in the business about me.
Sure. Why don't you tell everyone what the website is?
It is DeannaPeden.com. DeannaPeden.com.
And is there a phone number that someone
Sure.
could call about information on singing lessons?
Sure. My phone number is 801-557-6693. You can text or call. If I'm not available, I will get back to you as soon as I can. And then my email is dlpvocalstudio@gmail.com. So that's D as in David, L as in Larry, P as in Peter, vocalstudio@gmail.com.
That's great. Thanks for being on the show, Deanna.
That's my pleasure.
This is Mike Roth. Listeners, I'm thrilled to share with you this podcast, which is my passion project to bring knowledge, inspiration, and things you need to know about the villages and the people living here. Be sure to hit the follow button to get the newest episode each week. Or you can hit the purple supporter box. Even a small donation of $3 to $10 a month makes a big difference. And you can cancel your subscription at any time. Your support means the world to us. Stay curious, stay inspired, and keep those headphones on.
Remember, our next episode will be released next Friday at 9 a.m. Should you want to become a major supporter of the show or have questions, please contact us at mike@rothvoice.com. This is a shout out for supporters: Tweet Coleman, Ed Williams, Dwayne Romick, Paul Sorgan, and Dr. Craig Curtis at K2 in the Villages. We will be hearing more from Dr. Curtis with short Alzheimer's tips each week. If you know someone who should be on the show, contact us at mike@rothvoice.com. The way our show grows is with your help. Text your friends about this show. If you enjoyed listening, or just tell your friends, we thank everyone for listening. The content of the show is copyrighted by Roth Voice, all rights reserved.